Yeah, good. Yeah,
So I also record lah.
I think, yeah, both recording. Good to
Yeah,
go.
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. So let's get started lah. If we are, okay. I blur the background first. Easy. Hi, this is an exclusive interview with Ambassador Double Diamond, David Herr from Down Under. So we are very privileged to have him today to spend time with us. So David, first of all, can you introduce yourself and tell us your background before ASEA?
Okay. Well, thanks. First of all, I would like to thank you, Roger and Jane, to invite me for your show. It's a privilege to share a little bit my experience with you and your team. I met you guys through the Malaysia convention. You guys are lovely leaders, lovely couple. So, yeah, so my name is David, and I joined ASEA about end of 2016. So we talk about just about 6 years ago. Um, I never actually had any marketing experience. So I used to came from a long time ago. I used to came from performing arts, so it's very different industry. I used to be a full time dancer. So I perform on stage all the time. And after I retire, me and my wife, we because my parents live in Melbourne, Australia, so we kind of moved from Hong Kong back to Melbourne in 2005
I see.
after I quit dancing. So the first thing my mom asked me is to because Chinese people in overseas, I think maybe in United States or Europe or Canada the same. Is many Chinese people they do their own business like restaurants and shops
Okay.
or cafes, bubble
Right.
teas. So it's same thing to my family. So my mother asked me to start a business. So the first thing we look at was the franchise business because if you don't have any experience, the first thing, of course, you want to do is to learn the experience from somebody already established the business. So
Okay.
we joined a franchise cafe business, and we bought a cafe for quite a lot of money.
I
It's
see.
around about I think about 300,000 Australian dollar. We bought it, the first cafe we got it, and
Mhm.
for the after that for the 5 years we had a good experience because the franchisor is very good and they taught us everything that we need to do for the cafes. So
I see.
in about 2010, and I sold that cafe because I want to get bigger business. I sold that cafe, then I bought a bigger cafe,
Mm.
and that was the independent one. And I didn't know how hard it is to cafe business until you run yourself. And man,
I see.
that's a very hard business. And the cafe was opening from morning from 6 o'clock and closing at 11 p.m. So basically, it was 7 days and almost like 20 hours trading. Um, so I had to stay there every day for 7 days, and it was very very long hours and very in the winter, I remember because it's on the street, so 5:30 I have to put all the chairs outside, and when the
Oh my
wind blows on your face, man, that's really painful. Like in the winter, it's very cold,
God.
and
Yeah.
in about 2 years after we have that cafe, the business start dropping off significantly because the economy, everything from global financial crisis, so people start spending less.
I
And
see.
our cafe restaurant is the business start going down year by year. So by end of 2014, we're actually not making any money anymore. So every month I need to pay the rent, I pay the staff, I pay the supplier, and I take no money home. Like literally no money home. So I had to really in Chinese, a lot of like our family members help each other. So I was very embarrassed. I went to my mother, my father asked her money to support me, so pay my mortgage because everything I own in the business I had to put back into the business. I couldn't
Okay.
take any more money home. So my mom actually give me a lot of supported me for a lot of our life, our family from
Mm.
2014 to 2016. So by the middle of 2016, and it was very obvious that we cannot support ourselves. So I think one day we got a notice from the taxation office and a bank say we own too much money for the taxation office and to the bank, that they need to take our house away. So
Wow.
we need to sell the house in 3 months' time, and otherwise we cannot. They will have the debt collect on us.
Wow.
So that was a very
Wow.
difficult moment. And
Okay.
so I still remember I was sitting at the home talking to my wife that day, and my wife said maybe you should get some other job, like a daytime job, to support the
Okay.
family, because we
Mhm.
have two kids. We have two children. One back then, one was 10, one was about 6. So it was very difficult time. They need to go to school and stuff like that. So I said, okay, I said maybe I can get a real estate job. Because in overseas Chinese, a lot of people doing real estate.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I started getting into the real estate in the middle of 2016. uh, about 3 months down into I'm getting the real estate job. So I was trying to sell the property in the daytime, and afternoon I had to go back to the restaurant, and the nighttime I work in the restaurant and close and go back to real estate company in the morning
Mhm.
again, like that. Yeah, so it was even more tougher than when I had the restaurant. For me. I think, but those times I think those times very special for me because it made me sort of thinking, what do I want and what should I do? And it kind of prepared for my next stage, which is I'm going to talk about soon, is my ASEA career. That those 2 and 3 tough years really built up my I think consistency and determinations, and that I want to change my life. Sometimes you're sitting on something for a long time and you don't want to change, and life make you change eventually, make you very painful, and that's how you start want to change. So by I think in November 2016. So I was in the shopping center. I don't know if in Malaysia or Singapore, when you sell real estate, you have a little booth in the shopping center. You have this tiny little building model. You're standing
Okay.
next to it. You're giving
Mhm.
the name card and you're giving the brochure of. You're giving the introduction of the apartment to the customer and try to pitch them to buy the apartment. So I was like one of them, and I was
Okay.
just yeah, I was just that. It was, I think it was a random Tuesday afternoon in
Mhm.
November. So I was just talking to this lady, and she was interested in the apartment. I was just talking to her, and she said that she had a friend. She's waiting for a friend. So we're just talking, and suddenly I feel somebody tap on my shoulder, and somebody tap on my shoulder. I turn around, and it was a strange middle-aged man. Okay, I don't know
Okay.
this guy. I never
Mhm.
met him, and he said, he said he's a friend of this lady I was chatting to. Oh, I say okay. So and he introduced himself. He said, he's Richard. His name is Richard Lee. And back then, now everybody knows him. He's a ambassador triple diamond with ASEA. But back then, he hasn't joined ASEA in November 2016 yet. So we both are
Interesting.
new, and we're stranger. And he just talked to me, and he asked me. He said, "Why are you selling apartments on the street?" I said, "Well, I haven't. I say I need some income, and I don't have any thing to support my family." And so he said to me, he said, "Well, I just encountering a opportunity. It's a life changing product. It's arriving in Australia
Okay.
and in
Mhm.
Chinese community. Would you like to find out and to know a little bit more?" So I before when he talked to me about this, I kind of knew it's going to be a network marketing business because let's be very frank, it's only network marketing business. People approach people on the street, right? Or you try to
That's right.
sell insurance. So
Okay.
if it's not insurance, it must be a network marketing business. So I said, but my mind was thinking, I have never done network marketing business. Okay, that's the first thing. Second, I heard a lot of people talking about how network marketing business is very difficult, and you need to sell to your friends. So I'm kind
Mhm.
of a little bit very conservative about going to the place Richard invited me. But in my other head, my other side of my other half of the brain was thinking, David, I need a chance. Dave, I need a chance. So please open yourself, open your mind, and maybe just go there for 20 minutes. So luckily, I decide with my other half of the brain, and I say, look, okay, I will go there. So he got very excited. So he invited me to this lady's place, this lady's house called, her name is Lorraine Biva. And I just Googled her name. I just want to find out if she's a real person or not. I think how
Right.
you get very nervous by inviting by a strange person to their house, right? You get very nervous. I said, well, let
Oh,
me
yeah,
Google
of
this
course.
person.
Yes.
Yeah, so there you go. So I think after about a week, so middle of November, we all went to Lorraine's house and we sat in Lorraine's house's backyard. It was no more than maybe 10, 15 people. And
Okay.
Lorraine turned on the computer. She introduced herself and she
Mm-hmm.
introduced a product called redox signaling molecules. And I had no idea what redox, I didn't even know what redox or signaling molecule is back then. And all I heard was it was made of salt and water and made up from Salt Lake City, right? So I was thinking, wow, they must be selling some good salt water out
Yeah,
of
I
Salt Lake
guess.
City. But
Mm.
what actually caught in my head was because during that kind of period, my father-in-law living in Hong Kong, he had a diagnosis with a terminal disease, a very, very severe disease.
Oh,
And
okay.
Lorraine told me that, this water, let's say the water uh, is not a medicine. She said that it's not going to cure your father's illness, but it may can help his body to recover or, faster. And I got very interested and I was, guys, Roger, I was very broke back then. Remember, I had no income
Okay.
and
All
we
right.
were using our credit card to pay our house. So I was very
Mm,
tight on the money. I
mm,
was struggling very much. Should I buy the product or not? And the other thing that it got to me was the business opportunity, because um, it's not about the product that actually moved me. It was actually the founder of the ASEA. Because when I looked at the presentation, there was a page talk about this gentleman called Verdus Norton, and when he
okay.
started this ASEA business, he was at age of 69. So I was sitting there thinking, okay, let's say if this product can help my family's health, and if I want to promote it as a business, I want to know if this company is reliable or not, right? This is the other half I need to know. And
Mm-hmm.
so I start talking to Lorraine about Verdus Norton, and I found out all the things he achieved before age of 69. How he was a top CEO of Fortune 50 company, how he had a very successful long career of running, um, you know, we talk about multi-billion-dollar companies
But
for
has
more than.
Lauren met Verdis Norton at the time?
Yeah, I think Lorraine went to the convention. They met. So that was the um, that was the thing that kind of also pushed me a little bit to actually decide to join as associate. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I purchased 4 boxes of water. And I
Okay.
remember that day I went home. My wife, obviously, my wife screamed at me. She thought I was lost my mind. She's like, we can't even pay the house. Why will you spend? That was $800
Yeah.
Australian dollar.
Same
Why
for
will
my
you?
wife, yes.
Yeah, why will you spend eight hundred
All
dollars
wives are
on
the
buying
same,
some
yeah.
salt water from Salt Lake City, and it might not even helping anybody. Not even mention doing the business, but I just did it as a kind of leap of faith, because not the truth, the honest, very honest is I step out as a leap of faith, not to the product, not to the technology, because I don't, I have never met, I haven't tried the product, but what the leap of faith is came from um, Verdus Norton, the founder, because I just thought, he started this company at the age of 69, and it's very hard for me to believe anybody who wants to do business at 69, they want to scam people, and he
Okay.
he 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 had no problem of his living. He could have retired comfortably, but he
Yeah.
chose not to, and he
Mm.
spent all his money into this product. Only believe that this will help everybody. So that's why I started. That's why I started ASEA. Yeah, and the rest is history. A lot of associate knows. Since 2000, December 2016, we started with ASEA family, and it
Mm-hmm.
took us probably about 6 months, about 4 months before we started doing the business. We're just trying the products, and I shared it with some close friends. And
Mhm.
after 4 months, I had a little bit confidence. I start talking more people.
Okay.
We start talking about friends to friends and friends as friend. And
Mhm.
yeah, and it took us probably about a year, and then we became in diamonds and
Oh,
um,
fantastic.
in 2017. Yeah, and
Mm.
yeah, then we just every year we try to rank up, and it's been very very it's very tough. I think we've been some very tough time
Okay.
in this business, but I think
Mhm.
it's also it comes with very rewarding and fruitful experience as well, because
Okay.
we have team everywhere. We almost have team in over 15 countries, and as Roger saw, everywhere we go, we're meeting people. Some of the people, they might not building the business with us, but we change their lives. So they buy us dinner, go out with lunch with us. So you
Mm.
having like family, you having friends everywhere in the world. I think that's also this is one of the biggest reward that I feel that I found ASEA business. Yeah. So this is my story.
Okay. But what makes you confident after 4 months before you start sharing?
Oh, what started? I think one is the result from my father-in-law. He had a very good result of detox of what because he was going through chemo and all those therapies and all those target medicine, and the
I see.
detoxification is very very bad. It's very important for him, and because if without detox, all the radiation in his body couldn't go anywhere,
I
and
see.
he had a very very good result. In fact, he's coming to Australia next month. I mean, we
Oh,
talk about 6 years now, and we talk about he's having stage 4 of this
I
illness,
see.
and this is fine. This is stage 4 is final stage, and
All
we
right.
talk
All
about
right.
terminal. Yeah, so he's still here, and he still can
Okay.
fly. So this is very blessing for us. So 4 months down, very big result from him. Very good result from my wife, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, and also
Your
I
wife.
just
Yeah.
yeah, I drink that every day. I just find out,
Mhm.
I found that that's just incredible. um the energy it can give me. Yeah, so that's how we start. We seeing the people around us give us good feedback, give us confidence.
So
And
how many cups were your father-in-law drinking at the
he's
time?
drinking a lot. I think right now he's drinking probably 3/4 bottle a day. Sometime I think a couple years ago he was drinking almost a bottle a day. um
Mm, mm.
when we first started, we couldn't afford it that much, so he was drinking about 2 cups every morning, 2 cups at night. So around about half, a little bit less than half bottle a day. Yeah.
Okay. So you give him priority, like you put all your finances to buy this for him to help him
Yes,
improve his
yes, we did. Yeah,
yeah.
we went. Yeah, we did. We did actually. I think no matter how much you struggle, is life. Health is still the most important thing. So we
Okay.
kind of went on and yeah, bought quite a heaps for
So
him.
what was his age at the time? Was he in his 70s or
Yeah,
80s?
I think he was at about 70, just about past about 70. He's about 75, I think this year, 76. Yeah, so it's about 70 when he started drinking. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you so much. Then I do understand that in one of the Zoom calls, you mentioned that you wanted to give up the business even after you achieved diamond.
Yeah, yeah.
What
Um,
makes you say that? Yeah.
yeah, I think back then I didn't know. Um, Back then there was a very tough moment. The reason I want to stop doing this is because we had a two platinum team falling out. So we had a very good team build up for until 2017.
Okay.
By mid of 2018, we had this platinum group. The leader is the couple, and they divorced. So
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, they got divorced. So when they divorced, and they don't want to work, like the
I
whole, they couldn't build a business while they filed divorcing. It's just impossible with all the things going on. Like, which I understand. So
okay.
all that team start falling off. They had a team in Hong Kong, in
Mm-hmm.
Australia, in Perth, and in Melbourne. So that kind of fade away. a platinum team, and the other team we had was in Hong Kong, and
Mm-hmm.
they started very strong, and um, we told them Hong Kong was actually just opening in 2018, but there's no
Okay.
office here. It was
Okay.
the company just had an entity, no office, no any events in Hong Kong yet, and they started very well, but they just couldn't hold. They just can't hold any longer until the office open. So
Okay.
unfortunately, they didn't want to do the business anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So we lost two teams, and my income dropped significantly. And for maybe 4 or 5 months, it was very struggle time. Then we're actually making less money than than a silver person time. So it
Mm-hmm.
puts question in my head: do I still want to continue doing this, spend all my time? Because I was tossing around of should I go because we haven't sold the cafe in that time yet. So
I
we're
see.
still thinking maybe should we just keep ASEA as a pocket money business, making maybe a couple $100, just let it self running,
All right.
and go back to our cafe business, or
I see.
should we
Mhm.
sell the cafe and go full time into ASEA?
Then
So
how do you come to ASEA?
sorry.
Then what makes you decide to go on with ASEA?
Oh, I think events is very important. Events is very, very important. Um, at 2018, we attend the. I didn't really want to go. I there was a U.S. convention, the International ASEA convention. I did not want to go. Like I did
Okay.
not want to go at all. I just I couldn't have energy to go. I didn't. My team is no movement, nothing. It was just the buyer. There was just users, and I was diamonds, and but there was not income wasn't uh, near as diamonds rank. But
Mm-hmm.
lucky, my upline Richard, he kind of just forced me. He kind of
Mm-hmm.
dragged me along. He
Yes.
said, he's like, he's like, if you go there and I'll give you the hotels and stuff like that, and you just
Wow.
buy your ticket. And I said, okay, okay, I'll go. So I went to Dallas Convention 2018, which is
Okay.
this was my first international convention. um,
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows me back then. I was just a very little diamond, and actually that's where I met some of the diamonds from Singapore. There wasn't there were not diamonds back then. They were like I think it was bronze, like Edwina, and I met a couple of new people, a very new associate in 2018, just starting Asia.
I
Um,
see. How
yes,
about
I
that?
went there and I met Vertus. The first
Mhm.
day, I very lucky in the hotel lobby. I saw Vertus. I
Wow.
grabbed him, took a
Very
photo.
lucky.
Yeah, yeah, and we just I
Mm.
think when you see the founder, when you see the all the executives, you kind of they
Mhm.
influence you. And after I got back from the convention, and I start, I want to go start again and building the business again. Um, and yeah, so that's why I decided to sell my cafe business in 2018.
Wow. Just because of this event.
Yeah, yeah, it's just events is very, very important. I mean, you went to Malaysia events, Roger. I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
yeah, this is, I right now for me the priority is to take as many team leaders to do to the events, because
Okay.
I realize it's the only place if we want to any team leader to budding in our team for the next 12 months, events is the only place it's going to be influence them. Event is going to be only place to light up their fire.
Mm-hmm.
um you know that's yeah, so that's my priority now. So that's how I got into a full-time business as well. Yeah.
Okay. So what triggered you to build your business at the event?
By what do you mean by its business side, or?
I mean, you went to the event and then
Oh yeah, no,
they,
I saw like
yeah.
I saw all the athletes. I saw Cody Miller. I used to think Cody Miller was the actor. I don't know, I saw Brie Larson, all the Olympic,
Okay.
and they
So
told
you
me, they
saw
say,
her.
yeah, I saw
Yeah.
her. Yeah, I saw Cody Miller. I said, when did you start drinking this? He's like, I drink. He said I start drinking this when he was age 13. 1 3
Okay.
13. I was like, wow, if Olympic can drink it at age 13, why can't I share with everybody? You know, And I
Okay.
met David Silverman. I really thought David Silverman was an actor for the hire by ASEA team before. He was very good looking doctor. I was like, he's too good looking to be a doctor. He's always talking about how
Okay.
they're drinking ASEA, you know.
Yes.
Anyway, so I met.
The three
I
times
think
in 5 minutes.
one thing was I met all the people that I met on. I used to watch their YouTube, and I met them.
Okay.
You know, when you meet those people,
Yeah.
you feel like they just people like us. You know what I mean? And you feel that you
Mm.
can do it because if they can do it,
Ah,
then we can
okay.
do it. You know, that's how I
Right.
feel that time. Yeah,
See. So that's the reason why we should go to events and see that this is a
absolutely.
real
Yes.
business. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to talk. I had a training yesterday morning, and one of
Okay.
the my team leader, she didn't want to go, and I pushed her very hard, but I understand she didn't
Mm.
want to go, and she had the wrong opinion. She had the wrong concept. She said, "Why I want to go to events? Why I can't bring anybody?" See, this is very common. She goes, "Why would I spend $1,000 invest into this event when I can't make any generate any income?" But what didn't she get was we go to the event not for the team. We go to the event for ourselves. So
Ourselves.
we
All
can
right.
actually keep going for the next 12 months because as long as we are as the leader, as long as we can continue, our team can continue. You know, and yeah, a lot of people, unfortunately, hopefully, your team when they're listening this, they can they can understand this.
So, okay, that's a good point. So after you went for the event, then how did you from diamond go up all the way to your ambassador, double
Oh, I
diamond
went
so
to
quickly?
first. I went
So
to triple
quickly,
diamonds. I
quick.
was very struggling. I went to triple diamond by.
How did you do
I
that?
think I
Yeah.
went to triple diamond at about 20, 2018 ish or 2019. There was two events that kind of pushed me a little bit. You know, sometimes we go up like a rocket. You push up, then you need
Mm.
another rocket to push up. You know how you go to the rocket goes to space. You need two pushes. So 2018 was the international event, and 2019, Dr. Gary Samuelson had a little event in San Francisco,
Mm.
and yeah, and he invited Rich Lee, and Rich invited me, and
I,
with other couple of diamonds. So we took
wow.
that trip as like a holiday because it was not a formal event. So we just go there. It wasn't, and it was not a big event. It was about less than 50 people, but it had a Dr. Gary Samuelson. I had a
Mm.
Dr. Ahif. I don't know if you know Ahif. He
I
was
read
the
that.
he was in the medical board of ASEA as well. He's
Okay,
the stem cell doctor. So
I see.
we met all the doctors in that
Mm.
event. There was a very exclusive event for kind of in San Francisco talking about redox.
I
So
see.
we went there
Mhm.
with five diamonds from Australia. And
Wow.
those after that come back, I believe more in the product. I think when
Okay.
you believe more in the product, you kind of influence people. You don't need to convince people. I mean, this you can't. The one of the big mistake where my previous the downline I was talking about, she didn't understand the importance of event. Is we go there, we get influenced, and once we get influenced, you can influence the people when you back home.
Okay.
You know, you can't convince people. You're not you
All
can,
right.
yeah, a lot of big one of the biggest mistake people make is try to convince people to
Okay.
drink this product. But if you believe this product more than enough, people will drink it because they believe you.
All right. So it's just like what our founder Tyler always says, it's the conviction that sells. It's a belief rather than anything else. Lah.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yes, it
Okay.
is.
Okay. So do you have any other secrets to share with the people listening to this interview of how
Okay.
to team to the higher level?
Um, if I think I do have a secret. One secret, number one secret is in any business, after all those struggling, I've realized in any business, there is no secret anymore. People just
All right.
work very, very hard.
Okay.
That's usually it. But if there is a secret, the secret is lies into it's to I call self awareness. It's
Mm-hmm.
really we need to aware of our state is. You know,
Okay.
I think
Mm-hmm.
the time that we want to quit, the time we want to shift our attention away, those are the time we don't realize we want to quit. We just feel we want to quit. You know, I want to quit. We don't know we're actually thinking why we want to quit. We don't have the self awareness of,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we're talking about um, that day, so one of my team leaders saying her team is not moving. She's very
Okay.
frustrated. She keep continually going back, visiting the frustration of the team is not moving. I say you should cut that feeling off. You should have the awareness and ask ourselves the question: what can we do to make the team thriving again? And many people, they don't have the awareness. We tend to drift away by our feelings.
Okay.
I that
Mm,
if there's a secret, that's the biggest secret. In the morning, you get up, you feel bad, you don't feel great, and you get dragged away by the feelings. So your whole day ruined. Some days
okay.
you wake up great, and you think everything happened in force in place. You feel happy, but you still dragged away by their feelings. I think one secret in the network marketing business is never dragged away by the feelings. You just have to wake up, force yourself to do this exactly same thing every
Mm,
day. Like you, Roger, like I'm sure you wake up today, you don't feel, making, you don't feel like, you're the top of the world, you're the king, but you still doing your job. You try to interview me, you try to motivate team, and some days we feel demotivated. Um, we don't want to do anything. Then we still want to try to do the same thing again, which is just moving forward
all right. But
step by step.
how you keep yourself keep going? What is your typical day like when you, especially those days that
Okay.
you feel
Yeah.
bad? Yeah.
Bad,
What
right?
do
Yeah.
you do?
Two
Yeah.
things we can do. Really, these two things really well. Call your
Mhm.
upline. You just have to call anybody. If your upline is not
Okay.
answering for phone call, just call the manager of, from Hong Kong. I mean, from Singapore. Call
Okay.
Mr.
Good
Gang.
one.
Call
I'll
Mr.
tell them to
Fu.
call my wife.
Call your wife if lucky, if your wife talking to you. No, I'm just kidding. Sometimes your wife say go away.
Okay.
And call anybody there above you, and
Okay.
can sometimes you're just talking to them. Sometimes all you need is just little conversation,
Oh,
and
okay.
make a
That's good.
second call your
Mm,
downline. Call anybody of your downline, but don't talk about the business. Asking them how can we help them on the products, and ask them how did they feel after they drink the um, ASEA.
okay.
One of the mistake I think a lot of new people do is when they call the downline, they say, "Hey, they feel bad." They say, "Okay, let's call the downline." And Roger David said that we should call downline. So they call downlines and they say, how's business? Downline say, no, 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 business is not good. We're not doing, and they get even more worse. So this is the wrong angle. They should call their downline and say, "Hey, Roger, I'm calling you. I want to ask you, is anything more I can do for you? Is there anything more I can do for your family, for your team? I just want you to know that I'm here for you." Because this is one of my topic in Europe as well. Because if we can offer ourselves to help our downline,
Mm,
it elevate us, our feelings. It will make your day better. Because once you're helping people, you feel better too.
I
So
see.
if one secret lies this business is really to realize when you feel bad, and when you feel negative, ask for help, and try to offer help to other people, and
Mm,
I can guarantee you will feel better the rest of the day.
okay. So in other words, focus on helping others rather than thinking
Yeah,
of how I'm
yeah,
gonna earn this week, how many PV I'm gonna have, what rank I'm
yeah.
gonna
Don't focus on these
be.
guys. Like
Okay.
really, Roger. I think the most time I feel frustrated is when I focus on the. I know we need to have a goal. The goal is there, but it's not to.
Mm,
The goal is to, let's say you want to become a presidential diamond. The goal is becoming presidential diamond. But if you
okay.
think about that every day, you're gonna get very very tired. You're gonna get very heavy.
Mm,
Instead we need to break down into a very very small steps,
all
and we
right.
need to know what basic things we need to do. Like the very
Example.
foundation of the things of
Mhm.
the business is
Okay.
to connect with people. So
Connect with people.
yeah,
Right.
if you can't connect with any customer, connect with your upline. If you can't connect with your upline, connect to your friends, connect to anybody, make a phone call. Just try to force yourself, make a phone call, go out have a coffee with people, go out meet people. Just yeah.
Okay. So when you go out and meet people, what do you talk about? Do you tell them about ASEA immediately, and you found this a
No,
wonderful product and so on.
no, I
So roughly.
never. I think it's different stage. You do kind of different entry. What I call is entry point. Um,
Mhm.
when I first started,
All
yeah,
right.
I started straight away. I just say to people, I say, Roger, I'm here because I'm here to ask you to help my business. I would like you to help my business. This is the business I do, ASEA. Because I was very new. I don't have any skills. So I want to be very frank because people know you want to sell them to me. So I want
All
to be
right.
frankful with them. And
Mm-hmm.
when I was becoming more leveled up, more experienced, I tend to have maybe 5 and 10 minutes warm up. And
Okay.
but after that, the first thing I do is this. So after the after the 10 minutes, I usually take out my computer. I turn on
Okay.
my computer. I
All
use a
right.
presentation.
All
Okay, so
right.
this is like middle level. But
Mm-hmm.
the ultimate level, what we want to do is what I'm doing now is you stop using the computers, no presentations. You start
Okay.
just talking to people, find out what they need. So I spend uh, in 1 hour, I spend
Mm-hmm.
80%. We go 80, 20, 80. Okay,
Okay.
we spend 80% of time listening, asking
Mm.
them question. We
Mm.
just ask them question, listening. By end of
I
the
okay.
maybe after 45 minutes, you
Mm.
start going to not introduce the product, but introduce the lifestyle that this product has changed.
Okay.
It's very interesting. I'll just go into a little bit side kind of angle. In the Europe convention, I just went in Budapest. Our our executive York, he
Okay.
talked about gig economy, gig economy.
PIG
Yeah,
economy. Okay.
gig economy is very popular word in the world in around the world now. All young people they want to do gig economy, gig this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I Google searched it, and you know what? I thought people doing gig economy is because the money. Okay, you know what I found out is 55 only 40% of the people do gig economy is because of the money, the extra income.
Mm-hmm.
55 to 60% of the people who do gig economy is because the lifestyle.
The freedom, the
The
lifestyle.
freedom, yeah. So I realize it's the freedom, if the lifestyle that touches the people.
All
Sometimes not
right.
necessarily the income. I when I was very when I first started at SEA, I always tell people, look, you do this business, you're gonna make so much money. Look at my appliance income. Yeah, everybody does that, right? You open your back office. This is how much money I made. This is how much money my upline made. Why can't you do the business? We don't get it. It's by talking to people, you start listening and you start influencing at the end. And now these days, I use the lifestyle, I use the healthy lifestyle to influence them. And this is where they start moving them forward much efficiently, much better than open the computer and turn on the computer, But you can't, because there's going to be a lot of new people listening to this. You can't do this at the beginning. You're going to need you need to at least have some presentation on the phone. I mean, if you can't, you need some little presentation on the phone to show people. You have to go through that stage. Then you reach some a better kind of way to talk to people. Yeah.
Okay. So that is not for the new people. That is for experienced people like you and I.
Yeah, but I think new people should always put in mind they should always try to go to that level because you can't just have computer with you all the time. You know,
So they must be very familiar with the product,
yeah,
the compensation plan, the
yeah,
company, who is David Her,
yeah,
who, who is
yeah.
Maddie's daughter.
The funny thing, Roger, is
Yeah.
by talking to people without the laptop
Yeah.
is actually from is actually come from using a lot of laptops because the more presentation you do, the more familiar you do, and suddenly you wake up one day you don't need that presentation anymore. It becoming part of you. So for the new
Mm.
people, don't take mistake that David say I don't need to use presentation. No, you still
Yeah.
need to use that to get familiar with that. you know
Okay.
you're gonna have some people reject you anyway. It doesn't matter what you do. So don't be afraid of, I'm going to talk to
That's true. That's
Roger
true.
with
Yeah.
I want to do a, I don't want to lose him. I don't want people say, it's like I don't want to waste this.
Okay.
I don't want to waste this name. I don't want to waste this person. So don't think that way, because if you think that way, you start getting cautious and
Okay.
not open yourself freely. So if you just treat Roger as a friend, as a person
Mm.
that you want to listen and you want to be interested to listen their story, and he will open up to you. Yeah.
Okay. So, but how do you decide when do you use laptop and when not to use laptop? Is it because you passed 2 years, you achieve diamond, then you don't need laptop?
Now
Or
I always have the laptop.
prospect,
Sorry, go
yeah.
again. Yeah.
Or
What was
is
the
it
last one?
depend on the person you're speaking to, whether you think this person is suitable to use laptop or better connecting with him with
Okay,
just
that's very
conversation
very good
style?
question. That's very very good question. I think if you have a new team people listening, I always have my phone with me.
Okay,
Sometimes I do have my lap. If I go out, if I want to helping my downline or do my own prospecting, I always bring my laptop. Make sure it's fully charged. I still bring my laptop,
okay.
but after when I talk to people after 45 minutes and I start
Mm,
talking about the lifestyles, I talk about how things change me, and I give
okay.
them this, I offer them a choice. I say, look, will you, I
Mm,
always use a phone to show them the
mm,
testimonial
okay.
photos. After
Mm,
that, I always offer them. I said, "Would you like to see a? Um, would you like to see the company's factory and office?"
mm,
I say,
mm.
"If you do want to see, I can." I say, "I'm going to turn on my laptop. I'm going to show you this video
Okay.
because it gives me a reason to use the computer.
All
Because if
right.
you if you if I'm talking to Roger now, and if you are
Yeah.
my friend, if I just suddenly open the computer, people will
Mm,
get rejected. People say, "Oh, you try to sell me something."
right,
So
right.
give ask for permission. And
Mm,
Eric Wall used to say that give use something like say something like um, Roger, if I you know I'm gonna if I invite you to look at the videos of my company,
mm,
will you have 5 minutes? Ask something like that. So it's like I'll give you something. Will you give me 5 minutes?
okay,
And if I show you this on my computer, will you
okay.
be interested to have a serious look? And most people will get very polite. They say, okay, sure. So then you can turn on the computer. The reason you want to show the company factories and office is just to kind of give them a give them a authentication of this company, because um, the end of the day is the trust is the most important thing. They don't just need to trust
Okay.
you, they need to trust the company as well. So I'm always partner with ASEA, so I need to show what ASEA has got, and nothing better than showing them the picture of the factory, the picture of the office. And I'm very proud to say the office and the factory are fully owned by our company, no debt.
Mm, yeah.
It's a lot better than showing a picture of scientists winning Nobel Prize, and people's like, is this even relate to your company?
Oh,
No,
okay.
then you kind of destroy your own. You're destroying your own credibility. You know what I mean?
All right. That's a very good tip.
Yeah,
Okay. So the idea is to ask for permission and not just do
yeah,
things on
yeah,
our own. Just yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So we respect the prospect rather than treat the people as a prospect. We
yeah,
treat the prospect as people rather.
yeah,
Okay. So in that case, was someone who just joined the business not long, right? They are quite
yeah.
new. They may be just an associate or just a director, 300 and 700. What are your top 3 or 5 tips for them?
Okay. I always ask them, um, why you want to drink this product. 100% of people says, I want to improve my health. No doubt, right? You want to improve your health. Then I ask them, would you like to improve your financial status? And some people say yes. Some people say no. That's fine. If they say no, you just leave them alone. Let them drink the water. If they say yes, then I say to them, it's like drinking ASEA. You need
Mm,
to drink something. You need to drink ASEA. Then you can grow a better health. So
okay,
our head is same. So if you want to grow financial status, you want to be more abundance, you need to grow here.
okay,
So not just
makes sense.
drinking ASEA now, you need
Mhm.
to self growth every day. You know,
Okay.
you might watch
How do you
read.
do that?
Um, these days, not many people want to read book, but I would suggest reading maybe one paragraph books. I know everybody's busy, but the other ways
Mhm.
I get them to use Instagram. on the Instagram, there's a lot of self-growth videos. There's so many of
Oh,
them. There are so
okay.
many people. There's so many motivation posts. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I go to Instagram all the time, and next time maybe I can send you some of the links. There are
Oh, that's
some really really good self-growth channels on Instagram, and you
wow,
can just
fantastic.
watch it.
Okay,
And I give them. I also ask them to listen some podcasts. I give them some names of the podcaster. And I say, I tell them, just like your health, if your mind wants to grow, you need to feed them.
okay. So who do you recommend? Which podcast should they listen to?
I because
Just, yeah.
most time because I'm Christian, and I always listening some I listening to this. I'm just going to show you this gentleman's name. Just give me 1 second, and I'll give them the just 1 second. I like to listen Joe Austin. So his full name is Joe,
Oh, okay.
Joel
Go. Yeah,
Austin. Yeah, Joe
yeah.
Austin. He's
I've
talking
seen him
about,
in the. I went to the US. I met him.
yeah.
I
Oh,
attended a church in the Texas. Yeah.
oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He talked about a lot about self limitations, how to not to deny yourself, how to be successful,
Mhm.
but in the Christian ways.
Yeah.
I introduced that,
Okay.
and
Mhm.
and I introduced Eric Ward. So I said, go follow Eric Ward on his Instagram, and
Okay.
Tony Robbins, all
Preneur.
those people. And
Okay.
I say, if you do want to listen sales skills, go to Dan Lok. Asian people, everybody know Dan Lok. So listen Dan, and Dan Lok is very very good at skill of how to sell. Sometimes we do need a skills as well.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so basically, there's a couple of them to get them to start with. Um,
So mindset, skills, and then ask the prospects the correct questions.
yeah,
Would you like to grow your health? Would you like to grow your finance?
yeah,
See what
yeah.
they say. We share
Yeah,
with them
and see what they're
accordingly.
saying. Yeah, if they say they want to learn something, then they need to have they need to have they need to have two things. I mean, three things. One, they need to have a goal.
Okay.
Not a big goal. They might say they want to have a becoming a diamond. Then you have to break down for them. Well, if you want to become a diamond in 12 months time, then you need to be bronze next month. So
Okay.
how to be bronze? Well, you need to be a director 300 by this week. So how you becoming director 300? So this is the goals from big to small. Then they're gonna have, because all those goals. End of the day, ASEA only gonna pay you, any company only gonna pay you by how much business you bring in. So you're gonna need I the income we have is decide how many people we bring in, customer bring in, how many customer we bring in. So how many customer is a number. So they need to have a name list. So it's a goal,
Mhm.
and they need to
Okay.
have a name list.
Mhm.
And the third thing is they're gonna need I usually sit down with them and talk to them. They're gonna need some very hard cold truth. Truth is like, you know, you're not gonna be a millionaire in the first 6 months, okay? And
Okay.
you're gonna have 80% of your friends are gonna be reject you. So you need to.
Mhm.
Our job is to put some cold truth right in front of them, because
Okay.
if they have a beautiful goal, if they have 100 people on the list. Now, if we don't tell them the truth by 7 days into the progress, they're gonna quit, because they're gonna say to you, Roger, you didn't tell me my cousin's gonna reject me. You didn't tell me
That's a good
my
point. Yeah.
father is gonna think that
Okay.
I'm trying to scam people. You didn't tell me my
Mhm.
classmate say I'm a liar. You know what I mean? We need to
Okay.
we need to prevent this. You need to tell them ahead.
Okay. That's a very good point. That means manage the expectations right from the beginning.
Expectations, yes, you need to set a goal, give them the real expectations they're going to meet. This, Eric Ward used to say, expectations is the only thing that making people quit in any business. Why I didn't do my cafe business, because I expect this cafe business will be easier. Not, I'll be sitting in my own cafe drinking espresso every day,
Okay.
and telling people to do things. But
All right.
in reality, I had to work every day. My expectation changes from here to here.
Okay.
That's why I feel
Mm,
negative. That's why I start quitting. You know what? That's a very he. This is a very very key important thing. I used this in my Europe team training last week as well.
uh-huh.
Expectations. We need to give the new people the right expectations. In this business, too many teams we've seen falling off. They are not giving people the right expectations. They were
Okay.
telling you, Roger, you're gonna buy a new house. You're gonna buy a Porsche next year
Mm,
if you work hard. What's working hard? By 7 days,
mm,
they don't even work anymore. You know, you
okay.
have to give them some of the very cold, bitter truth, and they know what's going to happen. You know, strangely, if you tell them this, when they meet these such circumstances, they don't feel strange anymore, and therefore they're going to keep going.
I see.
It's like a training a soldier. You know how American when they training soldier, they use a first they use an empty shell bullets, so and
Okay.
they're using rubber bullet. Why they
Mm,
use rubber bullet? Because they want you to know what it's like when you get
yeah.
hit. So you
Mm,
when you go to the battlefield, you don't go then you like this so hurts. You
yes.
mentally prepared. So
Okay.
you have to give them mental preparation. Very important. This is three things that we give to the new people when they first started.
Yeah. So what kind of expectations do you tell them in
I
a
said it's gonna be
yeah.
first I tell them a lot of people in your friend circle is gonna reject you.
Okay. Like
I said,
nine out of 10 or 8 out of 10
yeah,
or something.
In Chinese, we said, 每一次创业都是你的朋友圈的洗牌. So every time when you start a new business, it's a reshuffle of your friend circle.
Okay.
So all
Interesting.
your friends, you're gonna find out some friends they're not your friend. Okay,
Mm,
you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out some of the people you think they respect you, but they don't. You're gonna find out some people you don't think they're friend, but they're actually your friend. They actually respect you.
that's very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. You're gonna find. I said, you tell people that you're gonna start doing this ASEA business, or you go have a coffee. You taking out these blue bottles. You start turning your computer. You're gonna find out some very very hard cold truth how people perceive you inside that mind. And
Okay.
this, if you can stand that, if you can stand up for yourself,
All right.
and if you can truly believe who you are
Mm-hmm.
and separate yourself to this business, then you can make it. You very complicated. Try to if I try to explain the simple ways, people go out and say to like for example, you're my friend, Roger. You're a new person. Are you a new people? You don't know. You're a friend. You don't know. I'm doing ASEA. Okay.
All right.
So I go. I have a coffee. We blah blah talking, and when I try to talk to you about ASEA, you start saying, "Oh, David, no. I'm not doing this."
Mm-hmm.
One the thoughts popping out in my head, in
Mm,
David's head is, you know what?
okay.
Me and Roger used to be bestie, but since now I have a product ASEA with me,
Mm-hmm.
Roger no longer friend with me. He
Mm,
reject me. So now I thinking must be these products must be the must be this
okay.
product's problem,
Okay. I got your
because
point.
without this product I'm
Mm,
still friend with Roger, but with
yeah.
this product I'm not friend with him. So
So,
they need to
okay.
start thinking opposite way. Is Roger worth to be my friendship? Because I don't think in any friendship, no matter what Roger is selling, I will still be his friend. And I will say, Roger, look, I'm not interested in your product, but I'm respect you as a friend. I would like to know this product. I can sit down with you for 5 minutes listening, but if I don't need it, I'm not going to buy it. Then that's what I do. But if that's what not Roger does, maybe he's just not destined to be my friend. Maybe we're just person who will walk past in my life. So they need to learn thinking that way. Because as long as they attach to the result, they can get
Okay.
they're gonna get very disappointed. They can get very frustrated.
So they have to disconnect themselves emotionally from the outcome when they
Yeah, they
sell.
need to
No
disconnect.
matter
You
the
need to
plan say
disconnect.
yes or no.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. That's a good point for the newcomers lah, that
yeah,
they have the same expectations, right?
yeah,
Okay. So David, we're coming up to almost an hour. So may I ask you one last question?
yeah.
I understand that you and your team has done some this 90-day run, right? So would you like to share your experience with us and whether a
Okay.
new person is suitable to participate in this
Yeah.
run?
Okay. 90 days run. Again, it's one of the must activities any team will do. Um,
Okay.
some people say you have to do all the time, and I kind of disagree because to do 90 days and 90 days again, it's just you kind of pushing the team too hard, then you start actually losing people more than you gain people. I think
Mhm.
you do once, 6 months, or once a year, that's fair enough,
All right.
and it's very important that everybody to do it, but it's not everybody's going to join. But as
Mhm.
a team leader, we do 90 days run, and we're going to come up some of our own kind of rewards or incentive.
Mhm.
If you
Mhm.
achieve that kind of, if you hit 20 people
Mm.
enrollment, then you get maybe a nice free dinner at some five-star hotel paid by the team leaders. If you achieve maybe 5,000 personal gross PVs, you might get
Mm.
a nice bottle of wine or some presents, maybe getaway holiday in Malaysia somewhere, something like that. And
Mm.
um, the important thing for this is because we had a training of in 90 days, it's a real data, and I just want to show everybody. Can I show everybody here? Or no, I can't share my screen. Um,
Uh, okay.
that's okay. It's a real
Okay.
data.
You can show your screen now, David.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Let me just share my screen. It's a real data for Australian diamond, um,
Mm. Okay.
which is some of the diamonds where, let's say, Bart. I know I shouldn't showing you everybody this, but that's okay. He wouldn't mind. I just want to show everybody where most of diamonds in this company. Okay, when they first started. Okay, how many people they enroll? Usually the first month is about 6, 11, and 3, so about 20 people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we look at some of the Malso, everybody knows he has a team in Malaysia. He
Mm.
started the first month when he started business. This is not, I want to remind everybody, this is not the first 3 months when you enter the business. This is the first 3 months when you start doing the business, when you decide to build a business. And that's
Okay.
9 people, 8 people, 8 people, that's 25 people.
Oh, there's a
Okay.
lot.
So
Mm.
you can see all different people's, all different, this is me when I did it, and I did 24 people for the 90 days run. So
Mm.
90 days run is very important because it gets you, it compressed the power. Okay,
Okay.
because this is a little bit like a swimming, Roger. The
Okay.
longer, we don't know how to swim at the beginning, we all
Mm.
very new. Then one day Roger teaches me, if I'm your downline, Roger teaches me how to swim. Yeah, I can floating in the water. Now
Okay.
that's very critical time. If I can float onto the water, but if I can't swim forward fast enough, I will
Mm.
sink. I will definitely going to sink. So, Roger, it's your job to push me to swim a little bit faster. And how to swim faster? This is 90 days. We need to go fast in that 90 days because if I swim fast, I can a little
Mm.
bit rest. After 3 months, I can actually floating on the water again because the momentum's still there. You can still floating on the water. If you just keep floating, you can get very tired. So
Mm. Mm. Mm.
rather just take 90 days, go forward. So
Okay.
work in your business in 90 days bust. Treat this 90 days like your business. So if you invest $1 million in the business now, let's say, and you have 90 days to complete, you're gonna work every day. You're gonna have work day from the morning to the night. Am I
All right.
right?
Yeah.
You're gonna work 24 hours a day even, to
So
get that business.
this 90 day will give a time frame and the frame of mind as well for
Yeah,
the
you're gonna have to.
associate
Yeah,
as time as possible. Yeah.
exactly. Anybody can do it. If you only direct us 300, you can do with 2 people. You can say, hey, you can do with your left and right. Hey, 3 of us. You say, can we do it 90 days, 3 of us? Let's have a competition. Whoever wins the PV, whoever wins the enrollment, give yourself
Mm-hmm.
a fund. Like I wrote here, in this
Okay.
page, which is you need to have you need to have fun.
So,
You know,
so it can be a very formal kind of thing, or it can be very informal as well, and just three
yeah,
persons you
I
can.
think mentally you need to be you need to be formal,
Mhm.
but in actually the real run, you need to have fun. It's have fun is very important.
Okay, so don't be too serious about it, but just
Don't be too serious about it. Yeah,
go and do it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Then
But
how
like,
for the new people, that somebody who just want to start building the business, is it suitable for him, or
yeah, it's suitable
you
because
make him so scared he doesn't want to build anymore?
yeah, no, that's why fun, making fun, having fun is very important. To have that kind of challenge is very important.
Okay.
So it's not a job. Okay, tell them this is not a job. Nobody's gonna fire you if you can't do this. But this is a challenge. You know, when we talk about fun, when we talk about challenge, we kind of we our mentality becoming a when we go back like when we in the kindergarten, you know how we were young, we never feel anything is hard because we always making we always having fun, we always making the task as a challenge instead. You know, I'm gonna, if I don't do this I don't get paid. This is adult thinking. So if we can go back to children thinking,
Mm-hmm.
then this is gonna be very very fun to do it.
Yeah. So the children will not care about the outcome, but they will
But
just
they will still do it.
want it as
They
hard as
focus in the
possible.
process. Yeah, they focus in. It's like a, you know, I took a photo of my daughter's building a sandcastle that day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
in Europe. You know, she wanted
Will
to
look
build a
at it.
sandcastle,
Mm.
but she
Okay.
didn't focus on how to. She didn't focus on the on the end result of the sandcastle. She just focused on how to build it. She just very having fun of getting all the sand together and putting all
Okay.
things. We need to do that.
All right. So in this business, we just focus on how to share to as many people as possible, and just
Yeah.
let outcome take
Have fun, like Roger, really have fun with them. You know, if you go out with if I'm new people, if I go out with a if I having a if I bring some people to you, have coffee, if I bring some people to the ASEA office after
Mhm.
presentation, maybe that person is not joining but still having fun. Just say, you know, let's
Okay.
have fun, let's celebrate, at least got one people out of the to the office, you know what I mean, just have fun.
Okay, this sounds good. Then the just as a yardstick, for a part-timer for this 90-day run,
Yeah.
how many people must they be meeting a day or a week? And how about for full-timer?
I think my experience is you know, they need to get, if they're full time to do this business, I
Mhm.
think they really need to go aiming at about realistically maybe to about 30 people they want to enroll. Um, you're not going to get all 30 people. You probably end up going to get maybe, you know, 20, something like that. But
Okay, so
if
how
you
many must they meet before they can get the 20
Okay,
together?
so it's one third
Yeah.
rule. So if you want to have, let's say, if you want to have 20 people, if you want to enroll 20 people, you need to actually show people, you need to show 60 people your presentation or talking to people about ASEA. I'm not talking,
All right, so
I'm talking about
60 people
serious talking.
over 60 people over 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
So
means
that
20,
means
20
20 people,
people.
20 people a month.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, for a
That's not too
full-timer.
bad. If you one in the morning, one in the afternoon,
Okay.
for 5 days a week, that's 10 people already for 1 week already.
Okay, then how about for the part-timer?
Part time because the time is very is restrict.
Yeah.
So maybe
Okay.
they, you know, I usually ask them, you know, get 15 people. Try to enroll 15 people. Try to enroll, you know, 15 is you know it, or even 10 people if they want to do 90
Okay.
90
Okay.
days for 10 people, which is for a lot of part time. It's not difficult to reach. I've seen some people with full time job enroll
Mm,
way more than 10 people. They usually can
all
get
right.
to about 15 people.
So in that case, they will just meet about 2 to 3 people a week lah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, that's doable.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
definitely doable.
Then how about must it be a 90 day? Can it be a 30 day or 60 days? Because some people cannot take a long period of stress.
Yeah, I think the 90 days is really, it's like a magic number because it's a 3 month kind of period.
Okay.
You know, I would think in 1 month is very short time.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to do 1 month, you know, it's up to them. if my downline says I want a 30 days run, yeah, you can do
Mm.
30 days. Is why not? You
Okay.
can try 30 days. But the thing is, like, what you have to ask them is, what do you want to do after 30 days? Will you like to the thing about 90 days is to, if you enroll some new people in the first month, and they're going to join the 90 days as well. So that ways, you always have people kind of by end of the especially in the third month, you have a lot of people in the 90 days run already,
Oh, I
and
see.
it will
So
kind
the
of keep going.
whoever come in during the
Yeah,
3 days, they will also be enrolled to the 90-day run.
yeah. So if you and me, let's say we're not in the same, we are the same. We belong to, let's say we all be under Dan Doyle, but we're not in the same kind of team. But Dan Doyle puts 90 days, and we join the same time. So
Okay.
then we can do 90 days together, even when everybody's finished. So people join different timing, they can start doing the 90 days together as well.
But they will not end at their 90 days lah,
Uh,
because of
they, they, they end their own 90 days, yeah. So
everybody
you
start
always
their own
have that
90
90
days.
days going, yeah.
Okay, so that means you will keep on going until
Yeah.
there's no end.
Uh, there is no end, but literally, by realistically, they usually by your, because this is the business of leadership, right? So it's not everybody is going to be end up like you, Roger. So some people,
Okay.
it's not everybody is going to be like us. So by end of your 90 days,
Mhm.
or your team 90 days, a lot of new people will not have that. They're probably just becoming a user or something, customer or something like that. So
Okay.
I think then you can kind of relax a little bit and give your
Right.
team a little bit more time to
Okay.
neutral the team. Have maybe go out, have a dinner, celebrate success, and talking about daily
Mm.
things, life things, and make everybody more. You can build, like, you don't need to build. You can build a 90 days in the business, for business. You can build a 90 days for your business culture as well. You don't have to build a 90 days of the um, you know income or something like that. You can build a 90 days for income. We had a 6 weeks income, so we were challenging ourselves. All the diamonds in my team last year was 6 weeks for 6 digits. That's in US dollar. So we are trying to see who can achieve 6 digit income in total in
Mm-hmm.
6 weeks.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
6 digits is about 100,000 US dollars. So I had this competition with all my downlines. Says, if you can reach 6 digit income by end of 6 weeks, I will give you extra incentive.
Mm.
Yeah, and
Mm.
we had maybe four enrolled, and one girl, one girl actually got it.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can do 90 days with, you can do all kind of such things within. The most important thing is to build a culture of that will keep going forward.
Okay, okay. So it's basically just a concentrated
Yeah,
effort, just effort for a short period of time that you go
yeah.
all out. Yeah, okay. Sounds good, sounds good. Okay, so is there anything else you like to share with the listeners in this session?
Ah,
Okay, before we wrap it up.
I shared almost everything. No, just kidding. There's a lot of things you can share. Network marketing business, like, it's
Okay.
endless of skills and mindset you can share with people. I think, but most of time is really decide by the new people, is is um how you want to live this life, and how you want to go forward. So the new people need to spend not just a lot of time outside, but when you spend time outside, it's also good for you to reflect yourself. And we need to reflect. I mean, one secret I told you before is really to reflect ourselves every day, to have the self-awareness. If you constantly drag out by the feelings, we're gonna get rejected. If you constantly drag it out by rejections, you're gonna quit. And no, at any time you're gonna quit. If we constantly dragged out um, by frustrations, we're gonna quit. So
Mhm.
we need to grow ourselves, and it's not everybody want to grow themselves. And
All
people
right.
say, I just want to drink this, but I don't want to grow myself. So it's our job to enlightening their life, just say, and they see Roger, in your team, and they might go, wow, Roger is doing a presentation and in interview some of other team diamonds. So they will copy you. And they will do the same thing. They might interview people from America. They might interview people from Singapore. So they will start duplicate your things. So as a leader, we can't really force people to do it. We can only do it. That's what scares people. That scares me too. I'm thinking, how am I going to do 90 days run if I can't enroll 20 people? You know what I mean? Well, I'm thinking the same thing. But sometimes we just have to do it. And if we start doing that, we can influence. And it goes down and down. Even people they just join it. Even the new people join. They're just thinking, wow, you know what? Sometimes they go, oh, you know what? We had a 90 days run and David didn't reach 20 people. And it's strangely, sometimes it gives them confidence. They're just thinking, oh, you know what? They're thinking David is just an ordinary person as well. So they feel less pressure. And they actually give them more motivate to do it. So sometimes it's not really you do it, they do it. Sometimes you do it, you couldn't do it. Then it kind of give them perspective, thinking, you know what, this is the business for everybody. I know it's a bit hard to understand, but then once people understand the concept of the business, then the rest is really just simple. It's just to repeat every day. Just repeat every day, then we'll be there one day. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much,
Thank
David.
you very much, Roger. Thank you very much. I should get you
so
to
much
talk
from
to my
you.
team
Yeah,
one day as
so
well.
Okay. So thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Yeah,
Okay,
you take care of
yeah.
yourself and all the best for your team in Singapore and Malaysia. Have fun.
Yes, have fun.
See you next year sometime in Malaysia. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.